FaZe finished up their bout, and now we do best, being the ever so dominant team, and now they find themselves in the grand. It was a bit of a problem. Now, when you've got players on this team, all of whom have had some varying level of success, there's going to be a bit of an ego here, and I mean, look at one of them on your screen right now. Loira Demon shutting down 2 players of FaZe.
It's a big round start from Loira here. He's still inside a bar, hoping to get some more frags here, taking this fight against Vidaking. Looks like his teammate Boxzera will go down, but he remains alive down there on the bottom floor, fighting for his life, being collapsed on by all angles from players on FaZe Clan. They're focused on clearing him out, but they just can't do it. Loira for 3 now. They're still focused on finding him. Volp steals 1, but it's traded back, and just KDS on the 1v3. Doesn't even last long enough to cast it. West main, that means their util here on the main wall is not doing what they'd hoped for.
Got Loira on the run. Souls will find the very first kill. Souls was one of the big difference makers, clutching round after round against T-Law. If he can have another incredible series here, Furious Fraggers will need to level up to deal with him. And then you've got Cyber and Handy waiting in the wings. Excellent pinch onto Loira. Cyber credited with that kill, but it was a joint effort as Souls was involved as well. This will put Furia on the run. The one thing that doomed this T-Law squad and might now doom Furia too is that when you win a round, FaZe Clan tends to bounce back and bounce back really hard. And they do just that. It's over yet again. Another way.
I'd imagine they play all 4 sites. Cyber, a free kill was right at his fingertips, but he only shoots one of those utilities and then dies to Boxzera.
Back inside with his life intact. Volp's also equally lucky as now Herds will try a second time through the window now in West Main. FaZe, though, sinking their teeth into Furia. And it's left Herds down below with Diaz upstairs inside office as a very integral part of this defense. Final minute now. Furia will hang on as FaZe Clan have a huge advantage.
Diaz Lucas, one of the best clutch players in the entire world. He's done tougher clutches than this before. He's got Herds to blow too, to call if that defuse kit does start getting planted, so the information's really good. 40 seconds still to play around, but Souls finds the head, and that's going to make this so much more difficult. Herds can impact trick this nitrocell, or this plant as it goes down. He'll find it here, but even this, they should have plenty of time to reposition it. And he doesn't even deny it. That's brutal, actually, from Herds.
Well, he gambled so much down below. He did keep FaZe busy, to his credit, but unfortunately for these Furia teammates, it was not the right players that he was keeping busy. He takes 1 down before he's traded out very swiftly by KDS as FaZe.
Just to get them that big man advantage on the top floor. This is the problem with playing later. They'll call him with the Dokkaebi charge and take the fight, but there's other angles that Handy's worried about. Of course, up above, there's some players inside the site, too. Here's the swing. A second for Loira playing in bar. A third right on a KDS. How about it? Finally, they trade Loira, but it's way too late. Parker.
6 kills for Loira, and he's got 2 silhouettes just outside of that piano window. With the Scorpion in hand, it makes very quick work of whatever finds itself in your way. Boxzera takes KDS down, and that looked like it was a kill that Loira really wanted. Herds on the board, too, for FaZe as well, and there goes Herds. Loira and Diaz, last 2 standing, but Loira starting to fire up this war machine, Jesse. Down goes Cyber, 2. Team, again, not a slow team. A methodical team. Both Diaz and Loira with good guns in their hands. Sidearms out on the side of FaZe, and Loira's about to do it again, isn't he? Versus Souls in a 1v1. Souls, Mr. Clutch, but Loira's got the genes today. Goodness gracious. What? In the second half, that is a big boon for them. Furia's win con is to persevere and succeed in this position. They'll lose Loira. Uh-oh. Now it's up to the rest of the team, but FaZe Clan taking no prisoners. 3 unanswered kills till Volps stops the bleeding. It's him and Herds. Both can make so much noise, but there's a blitz on the board. There's still a Candela. There's still smokes. There's still nades. Oh boy, FaZe have an embarrassment of riches when it comes to ways to tackle this site. And they've still got the glass up as well. Souls picking apart Volps. Herds to try and clutch it, but he runs right into the blitz. And
as always, the bans will play a big part. We're going to get a mirror, and a teams have great, fantastic shield players, and you will expect them to be rocking shields.
We don't.
Clearly had some kind of information going on in the midst of that, but not able to capitalize on it. That's okay. More opportunities. Who else but Loira finds the opening frag of the second half, takes down Cyber, roaming down here in the basement. Despite playing on that mute jammer, the information was still good enough for Loira. So gets that man count advantage now with 90 seconds to go. This mid floor has been mostly cleared out. Only Souls remains as they start to collapse on the top floor as well.
Down goes Boxera. After Cyber had died early on, Handy wanted that kill a good minute ago. He will finally see his patience rewarded. Lawyer and his 10 kills also now dropped as there goes KDS. Furia showing some real aggression here on attack. Surprisingly so. We thought that FaZe Clan would ride this better side, and numbers-wise, it would seem to suggest that, and yet Furia is bringing a whole whack of new strats to deal with them. FaZe Clan will keep these numbers close as Lawyer is still bleeding out. Vidaking with 1, and he will be tasked with finding the rest now as he's lost souls by his side. Lawyer is being retrieved, so 3 players from Furia now all holding weaponry. Vidaking up top, Jegio payload going off, and he will have to silence his phone or take some damage in the process. He chooses the latter. Harassed by drone, he knows that there's one over by library stairs. He's still being watched. He'll lose some of the wall to the Selma. 30 seconds left, falling away. They've repositioned over towards piano window, and Vidaking is on the run. Time for Furia. An issue. 20 seconds remain. They don't have the defuse kit, and they will both link up and look towards this double door. Vidaking's got the read. He just needs to square himself away to the fight. Very limited HP. And Loira, of course it's Loira. Fire will shake him off of his position now as KDS waltzes away from that one. If he wasn't aware of the flames coming from the Capitale, the telltale sign of the para would have given him away. KDS does eventually get found by that para in hand by Diaz, but not before Herds has also died. So you've only got 2 of those intel ops, and both of them were the first 2 removed. Now it's Boxera in pursuit of these FaZe players, but he hits an untimely hatch drop. Diaz has died upstairs, so FaZe Clan with the advantage and a minute still to go. Volps has the defuse kit. You're really going to have to trust Boxera here in the coverage if objective play is your focus. With 3 players from FaZe still alive, maybe not. Volps will have to settle the score now with 2 players as he expends the rest of his munitions into the corpse of Handy, drops through lobby. A man on a mission as FaZe hope to lock him out. The support players on FaZe still largely remaining. Souls, I suppose you could call him just a fragger these days, but he's going to be on pulse, calling on that cardiac sensor. Gas canisters going out from Vidaking. It changes where Volps can go, and he was hoping for the main hallway, now has to go back to the B-bomb door. He'll be able to get in there without taking any damage from the gas, but the moment he waltzes through the door, FaZe Clan will likely pounce on him. He's given himself away by shooting at the wall. Running out of time. He's not even going to attempt to bait out the plants. The crossfire established very well. Vidaking the final kill, and FaZe Clan will tie things. Information ops being brought yet again. Doe could be swapped out. They'll bring a Deimos and a Snake this time around. Loira, the first casualty yet again. I mean, that's incumbent on his role to get kills, but you expect him to be in the line of fire really early on. Herds refrags KDS, but Diaz has died elsewhere. Herds very selfishly using this gadget, as we see a lot of Snakes do, and put it away quickly. Pull out the F2. Herds taking care of Vidaking. That's a bit of an unfortunate one as Boxera survives, cannot beat the Nitro Cells, 2 of which unsheathed, finding their targets. And they land in the laps of Furia. Now it's Herds in a 1v3. Cannot control the recoil, so pistol comes out, but FaZe just have too many players staring. And
So strong, and I thought Handy played absolutely phenomenally in that spot. The same
into the round, and he's still alive. That's obviously confidence inspiring as Volps charges right past him. They almost collided with one another. Volps taking some damage. Herds dealt with by Cyber. The Vigil roaming and not being spotted by Furia is a bit of a blunder. Out go the nades. Volps taking even more damage. Handy takes care of Volps, but there's Loira to get the cross. There's no opportunity for Cyber to ascend those library stairs a lot.
I'm worried about is just all these different positions being played by FaZe Clan. KDS is down below. They saw him drop. They had him on the B, so they should know, excuse me. With Vidaking going down, the site's left a little bit weak.
It's a concerning sign. As the Lawyer's going to get some information. Boxera walks, slow peeks Handy, takes him down. Now back to get to the bomb site. FaZe will come, but KDS is shut down effectively. Loira having another monstrous round. Souls was so good clutching against T-Law. He started the clutch 1. He's almost dropped Loira. It looked like he might have been able to get him. Diaz was also on the door frame, took a little bit of damage in the process. The defuse kit ticking away in office. Furia wants to send us to all the way to round 12. If they win here, we will need every round in regulation. Souls has no information, though. It's winnable. But Souls is going to need some mistakes committed by Furia, and right now that is just not happening. Diaz entering the ball.
Aim will run this, but that's usually not what Boxera is concerned with. Already pressure onto Handy. He's got to get out of dodge ASAP. Uses those Kiva barriers perfectly to escape, but KDS not so successful. There's the 417 firing for Boxera. Another one back on a Cyber, and this map control they've taken is so good. Loira does go down. It's a jump out from Handy as he gets back into the building, but what a start for Furia. Huge map control taken in the first 90 seconds.
First blood's relatively even too. Jesse, 5 for FaZe Clan, 6 so far for Furia. As we are in the 11th round, that math does add up. In case people are curious, looking, well, it's only been 10. An impact from Handy secures the remainder.
Handy that made them win the round. Now he's stuck inside the site. He's down inside of dining, so he's either got to commit to this flank ASAP, or he's just going to be holding an off angle from a little bit far from sight.
Oh my goodness, there's Handy with another 4 for Handy. Who will be credited with this final kill onto Herds? Should Herds fail to clutch out, King's gas keeping Herds at bay. Herds is very much the type of player who will not try to fight this just to keep his opponent from getting an ace, but Herds knows that this is a must-win. King steals it away, the ace. It's crazy that those are the kill totals for this Furia squad, given what we're seeing of the scoreline. Yet for FaZe Clan, who are just ahead by a single round, they've got only one player with a negative KD, and that's their... Did talk about his KD, but he's providing valuable utility work for his team, shooting the Selmas that were thrown out by Diaz, taking care of the blitz of Boxera, who's not able to advance the way that he wants. Down goes Volps. The man that will have to save this round for Furia is going to be Herds. He's the only one who's been able to stand up consistently to this FaZe Clan aggression. Keep in mind, Diaz and Boxera are still there for support too, but it's going to be a rough go of it, as FaZe Clan still has every player upright, and there's 50 seconds left for them to ride this out.
They know that Handy's in this corner. They'll flash him out and hopefully get a free pick onto him, but there's no shield here. Finally comes in Boxera. They'll get the kill, but what does it cost? They lose one more body as Cyber hits the deck. Now King will get a second kill, leaving Herds all alone trying to push through this top floor. Big swing from King. Close.
Coming down that close, I mean, it doesn't really speak to how close the game was, because it wasn't in a lot of ways, but the last round certainly being a bit of a nail-biter photo finish there. Loira, again, continuing that good performance on Chalet over onto Bank.
Thank you so very much. The score in all of our esport. Oh boy, and Furia might be one of the teams to make it to the group, make it out of groups into the playoffs. Did not happen. Shopify Rebellion made it to the grand finals from play-in, so anything is popular. The only thing is Brazil doesn't tend to usually do that well at EWC for reasons that we...
They still have plenty of time to just wait out these flanks and put together the perfect push.
Down goes Cyber at the hands of Boxera. Furia's first kill will come with just under a minute left in the round. They'll need to hope that FaZe has some stumbles as they look for hatch drops. They look for a push over towards church side. There's a split take now coming in, with blue being a big focus, but there goes King, there goes Souls. Handy and KDS suddenly last two standing. Handy's found an opportunity for a backstab, and Boxera will need to save the round. 30 seconds to go. KDS does it all. My goodness. Tiny dome presenting itself for you, and you can't follow up effectively. That's a frustrating one for him. Handy will fall. Opportunity.
Like Parker, they have almost nothing except for just a little bit of master, and even that's being contested by the Clash.
Clash is now pushed into a position. The Ying unable to secure. A frustrating one for Souls as he watches most of his teammates die. Now he's in the lion's den, and Loira will devour him.
I'm sure it's like esports, like you cheer for your region, right? South America strong, united.
You have just pissed off so many Brazilian fans. You have no idea. And is now requiring them to use as much of their utility as possible. Cash secured, so construction now the next chance for FaZe, but they are getting picked apart by Furia. This aggression just, oh, so good. Diaz does not move a muscle, finds 2 kills from that perch. And suddenly, the last 2 players from FaZe are outnumbered 2-1, and Boxera on the shield is still there to slow them down even further. Loira does it. Diaz does
this Clash to come through, but they still could not find a way past it. Surprise. That was so successful for FaZe Clan back in round number 1, but this time it's a different story. They're stalling out outside the building. They're losing the opening duel. Cyber gets
Operator he's playing. He's been punishing them. He's been favoring the Scorpion quite a bit. Secured by Cyber. Sorry, Jesse, go ahead. I cut you off. It was very rude of me.
also a great gun.
Scorpion's been really good. I mean, we've been seeing a bunch of Denari as well on a number of maps. He gets played on Chalet. He gets played on Border. We've seen him played both of these matchups so far today. He's a good operator, and there's honestly a lot of potential. If you are a solo queue player and you are hearing this, Denari can be used really effectively as a selfish operator. If you cannot rely on your teammates, which frankly, you need to rely on your teammates in a game like Siege, but there's some times where that's not really possible. He's terrific for you to find your own value. Cyber with a third kill, but he might have to ace clutch at this current point in time, Jesse. It's just him and Vidaking remaining now. 10 seconds to go. Furia can lock out this FaZe Clan aggression. There's Diaz taking care of Cyber, so no ace to be had. Vidaking, who's had a pretty decent day, all things considered, might just run out of time, but Diaz toys.
Slow down Vidaking's advance on the rafters. As long as Bot can stay alive, it's going to be really tough to take this space.
Oh my goodness, there goes Cyber, there goes KDS, Vidaking huffing in so much gas. Fire is there as well. Furia beating the stuffing out of FaZe Clan inside of Garage. All of the bodies buried in that position. It leaves Handy and Souls in a 2v5, and Souls and Handy through 4 rounds, Jesse, have just one, now 2 kills. This is dreadful for FaZe. Their offense, sputtering strategy is bad. Map control is bad. There really isn't much good to say about this FaZe team.
And they just don't have what they need to clear out that Raptors position. It was played so well by Bach and Volps. Now, of course, in the man disadvantage, they'll have to 6-tuple their kills combined to be able to win this one out, but they're watching every angle. They know exactly where FaZe Clan want to push. Souls alone after Handy falls. 1v4. He has a barely an enterable breach here on the main wall, and finally goes.
We've seen from them in a best of 3 in quite some time.
Oh, we're just not slowing down today, Parker. Loira's getting aggro on the secret window, finds Hand today, start to showcase what they're made of up against what is the best team in Rainbow Six history. They're making them look like silvers.
Absolutely. This is like me watching my own gameplay, Jesse. It's really quite horrifying stuff. And I mean, some of the worst performances from FaZe that we've seen in quite some time, that includes their 0-2 loss. That was what ultimately pushed them down to the lower bracket in the first place. FaZe are just desperately swinging at everything, and it somehow don't even net a single kill.
Momentum is miles away from FaZe Clan's camp.
Oh, I mean, quite literally expect to be hearing from us again. Getting on the thick end of playing quite a lot of Siege tonight, and I don't know if they've just run out of steam.
Which many a statsman will tell you does bode well for their chances to win things out in general, but you combine that with the Goyo canisters, and this time is going to end up being a big problem for Furia when they get to the execute.
All right. He started off with a Nitro Cell, taking care of Boxera. That puts more weight on the shoulders of these Furia players, Lawyer in particular, who the third map in a row is poised to break double digits. I think it's unlikely that over the next 2+ rounds, Lawyer ends up with 0 kills, but again, Caster Curse is a real thing, and it's entirely possible. Vidaking gets Volps. Volps not supported at all. Herds trades Cyber out, but the damage is done, and Handy will now retake from above as Diaz has no clue whatsoever that FaZe have retaken the main floor. Handy takes down Herds, and now it's all up to Loira. 9 kills to his name, 4 players to be found on FaZe Clan. Can he even secure one? Diffuse kit out of reach, 10 seconds to go. Doesn't seem like Lawyer wants to give them too much. Struggling with the recoil and gets nothing for it.
They've got Boxera on the glass. They could use that to try to work a pick over on Raptor's side, but based on where everybody else is positioned, it looks like they are going to try to focus on this master clear, and Diaz gets the opening pick on that side of the map, finds Vidaking, who is challenging on that Logi hat.
You hear Lawyer spot at least one defender as now Souls will get flashed inside a bathroom. Handy guns down Volps, and there's Lawyer breaking double digits, Jesse. It costs him a pretty penny. He's on a single point of HP right now. FaZe Clan at a disadvantage. Furia just needs a single round to move to championship point. They're primed to do it, But I don't love the HPs of Diaz and Loira, and now they've lost Herds as well. The remainder of Diaz found out. Loira on borrowed time. Handy finding his third kill. Multi-kills for Handy coming in quite handy for this FaZe team.
That's a crazy play by Handy on the Thorn. He uses the gadget to force the player off and then comes and slams him when he's down the rappel. That's a really nice little piece of the util, but they've still got more work to do, Parker. Still just a 2-man versus 3 attacking in towards the site. Boxzera has this smoke up for cover, and Laura's going for the plant.
They're going to continue to fire away. Somehow Furia has turned this one around. A Nitro cell from KDS let her rip, and he gets them right as the defuse kit was about to go down. Boxzera will take up place as KDS swirls around. You see the mark there, and the glass has no chance whatsoever to be worried about below. And of course, red stairs has not been taken away from FaZe yet.
Don't believe it's being played at the moment. They did just rotate all the way down those stairs, so they're in the site, Parker. They're already quite deep. It's a team kill from Handy, but they do finally finish off Volps, pressuring in towards the bomb site. They knew a couple players were off, so they wanted to hit it quickly, but with their blitz going down, can they really still commit to this on the side of Furia?
Look like there might be another team kill, but this time on the side of Furia from outside. FaZe Clan, one of their biggest criticisms was not killing enough. Now they're killing everything, including each other. You know what? I'll take that as a win, Jesse. That's a big boon. Boxzera takes down Cyber. There goes Handy. And FaZe Clan were hoping for more than 2 rounds in a row. KDS with the improbable clutch coming up as he sees Boxzera on the window. Down goes Loira. He'll be chased down by Diaz. And he's as good as...
Might be down in numbers, but there are a couple of players that might still be off the bomb site who might still be lurking down in the...
He could be picking away at some utility that we're just not seeing at this current point in time as we're riding along with Boxzera. Loira's 13 kills, by the way, will match his tally that we saw back all the way in map number 1. He has been just oh so good today. And we can talk about that a little bit, providing that we need another round. If Furia is able to pull this one out, they are champions, and right now they have a numbers advantage. Nitro Cell will go off. Volps was largely unsupported. Nobody from Furia able to stop that explosive from going off, and now FaZe will swarm him. Herds has missed an opportunity for the few defenders that have been within reach, but I mean, Herds is playing this about as effectively as you could from this spot. Boxzera drop in. He'll meet his fate at the hands of KDS. That Vector shredding him. Who is next from Furia to meet their fate? Down goes Herds at the hands of Cyber, and now it's Diaz. Diaz, the savior of the last round, tears some strips out of these FaZe players, but he is running out of time. Cyber on full HP, nowhere to be seen, and there's no way Diaz is going to even give them that. He will wait out the remainder of the round, stay alive, and FaZe Clan close the gap, but it's...
Outside the Jacuzzi Bruce, they're applying pressure onto Souls 1 and 8. It has not been a great map to come through from the Elder on FaZe Clan. Handy finds Loira down below, though. Also not been a great couple of rounds for him, as he's been the opening death a number of times now here in this second half. Still pressuring these construction players, Parker. This roam game has to get cleared out sooner rather than later, but they're playing so well together. Everybody grouping up with this shotgun. Vidaking with another one to support Souls, and everything's coming together for FaZe.
The defender-sided map, baby, and that is exactly what we are seeing as it's over in the blink.
Right when we won that first 7th round, and they won their first defense, they have to be able to win it by playing together. That's exactly what they've done. Here comes a Nitro Cell to eat up Boxzera. 2-man advantage now in Furia. They're stalling out. They've got map control inside of Con. They're outside on Highway, but they're eating Nitros again. 2v5, and the swings don't stop from the captain of Vidaking. Finishes them all off, and it's a huge 3K to be able to end. Being held by Boxzera. The utility on both sides is immense. It's going to be a crazy final 40 seconds, Parker, as these attackers look to get in the site.
Nade gets dropped. Here comes the blitz. Volps gunned down immediately. Herds will join him. Volps still technically bleeding out. The Ying of Loira is in, a 14th kill, but FaZe shut them out so close. The more security you have. They've repositioned Boxzera now as Cyber is walking up the stairs, and he's missed an opportunity, but he doesn't dare, finding Herds. Vidaking on the board as well. All is falling by the wayside. Big Daddy Cyber with 2. Diaz tears through him, so his rampage will end, but Handy is there for the assist. All has fallen apart for Furia. FaZe are your champions of Stage 1.
Back to back, don't forget it. FaZe Clan remain the...
Embarrassed for us that we doubted FaZe at any point through that, JP. Like, I'm sorry, I need to apologize. I need to kick off the interview with an apology. At the side swap, at the halftime, we were coming in and we were thinking, where is this team? Where is this roster? You guys just pulled that out of seemingly nowhere.
Yeah, we were struggling on attacking the map, and since the game against Liquid has been a problem for us, and today again. But happily that we could win at least one attack on the OT, and we could end the match on that.
And I have to ask, who's responsible for that comeback? Was it the Maestro? Was it Rafa and the Maestro cooking up something at the side swap, or is that a full team kind of locking in?
Honestly, it is more of a comfort side of the map for us, defending, and adding to that, it's like each round of we won at the time, we got like more confidence, and like it got snowballed basically. And when we got confidence and the kills we are killing the guys and things start working, it's basically like my confidence boost and a comfort on the map basically.
You could definitely see the confidence start to swell, you know, just taking things round at a time. And I mean, we know this FaZe team, we've watched them win pretty much everything at this point. So, you know, we expect that of them, that ability. It's just nice when you get to watch it come out in the server. JP, speaking of winning everything, let's be real here. FaZe, they've gone out there and they've done it. SIs, S-tier events, you name it. EWC is always somewhere that not only FaZe, but Brazil as a whole has tended to struggle. You guys' best finish is going to be around 7th place at an EWC. What's going to be different this time?
This new format of EWC, I think it helps us. We are not a team that usually goes that well in short tournaments. So now having a long tournament on EWC, I think will be benefit for us. And we're going to do the best prep we can, so we can try to lift this different trophy.
You guys like a lower bracket, that's for sure.
And the last question before we let you go, I actually wanted to kind of pick up on that. Obviously, you guys are, I mean, the longest running kind of standing 5-man roster inside of Rainbow Six. You guys have been together, I think, like, what, 3.5 years now, since before SI23. And definitely the long-term tournament thing has been quite apparent. Majors struggling to win with this new roster, but SIs, that you always seem to have them in hand. Do you think you guys loving the longer tournaments is part of this roster just being together so long that it maybe takes a bit of time to set in, but once it does, FaZe are just kind of inevitable?
Yeah, for sure. We've been together for so long. It's like when we are facing some problems during long tournaments, it's easier to fix these problems. When you're trying to fix problems during short tournaments, even when you're with the same roster for a long time, it's very hard. That's why we go so good in long tournaments than short tournaments. But like since the Munich major, that like majors are shorter than SIs, and we are trying to improve the way we prep to be able to be better in short tournaments. So we got a 3rd place in Munich, a 3rd place in Salt Lake City. We'll see on WC.
Well, we will see indeed. You guys continue to play lights out. Another SAL championship for the team. Is there anything you want to say before we send you off?
Just ask someone, everyone actually, to buy the FaZe bundle. I'm gonna thank you every fan of FaZe that cheer for us, and keep the hope. This EWC hopefully will be different than the last one.
Yeah. Hopefully they can win the one tournament that has eluded FaZe Clan in the past 4 years. Hopefully the rich keep getting richer inside of the SAL. But thank you very much, JP. Really appreciate it, and wish you luck in Paris.
See you guys.
And
as soon as FaZe hit that go button, boom, they are just storming on through. The player of the day that we sort of said keep an eye on was Cyber. Now, rightly or wrongly, I mean, Cyber's always usually a pretty safe pick for that sort of thing anyway. He did have a fantastic series against Liquid. Here, didn't necessarily go missing, but just coasted by.
FaZe Clan Vidaking is always in that 5th place spot, still doing well, but of course, the MVP, this guy, talk about the rich getting richer. Handy's got like 18,000 of these MVP awards. He's always been such a consistent player for FaZe Clan. And the other thing I want to highlight as well, Handy obviously great. Furia had won, Loyra would be in this.